Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to another last-minute kick-out. Today, as promised, it is AEW Revolutions, not Revelations. I mean, Revelations as well.
He-Man!
Mystery contenders. We got some mystery contenders lined up on the show, apparently. So, it's the Revelation of Revolution 2021. As always, I am Pete Titans Creed Nevercoat, the uncrowned last-minute kick-out champion, joined by the current champion, John Turbo Finley.
Thank you.
And the man who also wants to be champion, Kevin Eva.
It's been a little while, isn't it?
It has been a little while for you. I mean, that's what happens when one person holds the belt for ages and then somebody else just
I've had it since then.
Yeah. It happens. So, yes, we're on to predictions for that shiny gold thing over there.
I wish it wasn't the case. But
hey, you don't get a choice. I never got a choice in the matter. I had to defend it whenever you guys wanted it.
You fucked off. You don't. Buggers off for a while. I had no choice in the matter.
I did the whole
wellness violation. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Not well-deserved vacation. Right. So there's a lot going on. It's essentially AEW's WrestleMania. So.
Is it?
I like to think it is. I think it's better.
Well, All Out.
Nah, this is better than All Out. Much better. Much better. But yes, let us go ahead with the card. Starting with the Casino Tag Team Royale for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We have Bear Country versus the Dark Order of Alex Reynolds and John Silver versus the Dark Order of Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus the Inner Circle of Santana and Ortiz versus the Butcher and the Blade versus Private Party versus Top Flight versus Death Triangle of Pac and Ray Phoenix versus the Varsity Blondes versus the Sydal Brothers versus SoCal Uncensored versus the Natural Nightmares of Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall versus Chaos Project versus the Gun Club of Austin and Colton Gunn, nice to see them on an actual card, and versus one extra team that is to be announced on the evening. John, if you got all those names...
How the hell am I supposed to choose from all that? I mean, come on. That's like, what, 10, 15...
It's like...
You should follow the product, John. You should follow the product.
It's like picking a team, picking a person for the Royal Rumble and then winning.
At least you didn't go run through the entire 13 men and women card to say
okay, we've got Bear Country of Bear Boulder and Bear
God, jeez.
I will say the version of the card I have is missing about half of those teams. So there came a point where I was just going, huh? What? Really?
He's making up names on the fly. All right. I can't really tell who. Now this is for a future tag team title shot, right? Right. So who of all those would probably be worth trying to get things like, I think I don't know, it's like it, like I would think one of the
one of them is definitely going to win. Yeah,
doesn't even have to be one of them. It could be one of the individuals of a team.
This is true. This is true.
I want to say one of the Dark Order teams might do it, and I think it might be the one that has John Silver in it.
Silver and Reynolds.
Steven Reynolds.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go with that team to get the win of things. Like as much as I would like Uno and whatnot to get the win for the Dark Order, I think Silver has obviously been the shining star out of the Dark Order. So if
he's already had a belt.
Want to...
It's true. He had it for quite a while as well.
Mm. It was almost a Pete-like reign.
It was.
Except it was entertaining.
But yes, Mr. Kevin, who have you got?
Much like my good friend down there, Mr. John Turbo Finlay, I am tempted by the Dark Order.
But
I've always been tempted by the Dark Order.
No, you haven't. I'm the one that's always been tempted by the Dark Order. I'm the one
master.
With nothing to lose.
Destroy the impure one. No, I would be also inclined to go with Uno and Grayson because both of them got pinfalls on AEW Dark. However, as part of the grander scheme of things, the persons getting the win and the future tag team shot, I believe, are going to be Santana and Ortiz.
See, here's the thing. Both of the teams that you said are on the top list of my pecking order.
Of course it would.
Well, they are, because here's the thing. If
Because
Jericho and MJF win the belts against the Young Bucks, what makes the best storytelling? It's more inner circle disorder. I don't think they are, however, and I think, what better team to have, once again, leapfrog Jurassic Express to the tag team title shot. They were number 2 until Jericho and MJF won a thing. Now they're number 3. Why not knock them down another peg by putting Reynolds and Silver up there again? Because I think they're due a title shot. So I'm on the fact that I think that they're not going to put another belt on Jericho so soon, especially after the Young Bucks have only literally not long won those belts. I think I'm going to go with Reynolds and Silver for the tag team battle royal.
Fools,
he said.
Well, I'm only just I'm just guessing out of my ass, really. So
Doesn't watch the product. Disgraceful behavior.
Do you know how much wrestling we have on our programming?
Did you know that there might be even more soon, thanks to NXT possibly moving to Tuesdays?
I tell you what, if NXT moves to a Tuesday, and that's guaranteed,
That's a bad look for them as well. Actually, it's a bad look.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but that frees up I can actually start watching NXT. It's good. Cool. Yeah. So we will start with a normal tag team match: Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Rebel, not Reba. Britt Baker has stated that she should choose her tag team partner as well. So whether Rebel gets replaced, I don't know. But John, who have you got?
This is another tough one. It's like
I'm expecting this to be the pre-show match, by the way.
It is. It's the buy-in match.
I was
bearing in mind that Riho and Thunder Rosa were both not, like, all of these women, by the exception of Rebel, were knocked out of the women's eliminator.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was wondering who needs to get some traction back, and really all of them, like Britt Baker and Rio and Thunder Rosa, really need to get back into the runnings after Revolution. So I'm wondering who's needing the win now. This more than I'll go with Riho and Thunder Rosa, because it's hard to say. I want to see Britt Baker be better and whatnot, but at the moment they're not really doing well with her, and I'm not seeing her getting any more wins after all this as well. So
Kevin.
But hey.
Both Thunder Rosa and Riho are challengers in the wings, so it's got to be them.
I mean, so is Britt Baker, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff on Thunder Rosa to succeed. So yeah, I think Riho and Thunder Rosa are actually going to win this as well.
There's the NWA stuff as well, which means that you kind of can't have that. If they lose, it's Riho eating the pin. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. Okay, so the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson versus the Inner Circle of Chris Jericho and MJF with Wardlow at ringside. Tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. John, who have you got?
Jericho and MJF. I feel as though them having the tag titles going forward would probably be best to kind of keep the dissension going with Inner Circle if they get the win. And plus, I don't like the Bucks as champions. It's not doing them very well, really, the tag belts. So which is a shame because they're usually like really good, champions. But hey, that's just my opinion.
Kev.
Bucks are still dealing with injuries. We know this. We've got Jericho and MJF, the non-tag team, elevated up to being the contenders, which people are upset about. As both you guys have mentioned, there's a situation for a lot of storytelling going on with regard to that, which is why I picked Santana and Ortiz for the tag team, because way to piss off Santana and Ortiz by having Jericho and MJF win and basically going, oh yeah, you guys can't have, but if we ever lose, then you can go straight in there. Hopefully it will just end up with Santana and Ortiz actually getting the belts, because they should have had them by now. Bucks have had the belts now. I agree that it's not done a heck of a lot for them, but they've got that now. It's the notches on the career bedpost. They can move on. So Chris Jericho and MJF for me.
I've got the Young Bucks. I feel like there's still a story to be told there. I feel like Sammy Guevara is going to interfere in this match somehow, and cause Jericho and MJF to not win. More specifically, cause MJF to not win. And they'll go on, fight the Silver and Reynolds and beat them as well on an episode of Dynamite, one of probably the named episodes of Dynamite or something. But that's my guess. I think the Young Bucks are going to win it. So you two have both gone the inner circle on that one, have you?
Yep.
Crazy. There's a lot of tag team matches on this bloody card, I've noticed, because the next one is Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks with Taz versus Darby Allin and Sting in a street fight.
Do we even need to bother with this one?
Yeah.
I don't think Sting's going to lose his first match because it's not WWE. So.
Yeah. So yeah, Sting and Allin. Obviously,
Sting and Allin, we still believe it's going to be cinematic.
I don't think it's going to be cinematic at all.
I
would have agreed with you. It would have been cinematic if Sting hadn't taken that really stupid bump. But
as he put it, it didn't tickle, but it still was fine.
Still stung. Yep. Okay, so we're all with Darby Allin and Sting, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, it's a shame because Cage and Stark. I'm so sick of this feud. It's gone on forever.
Oh yeah, like
it's not helped anybody.
It's annoying because as much as we piss on WWE's pay-per-view format, at least feuds end after like a month and not 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months is fine as long as people are doing stuff in there.
And they're not repeating the same thing over and over.
So far, the entire thing has been, Taz is angry, and here's people, and Darby Allin's in the ring or somewhere, and then they run off.
And then swap with Sting afterwards.
Then there's snow, and the Sting comes out, and then there's a bat.
Yeah. It's a very small bat there. But
I'm a very big man, John. That's why.
It's
very small, far away.
Yes. I'm a giant among men.
Apparently so. Okay, so next on the card is the AEW Women's World Championship. It's Hikaru Shida, which is representing the US side of the board, versus Ryu Mizunami, who's representing the Japanese side of the board. John.
Kind of tough. Really haven't been focusing on the tournament at all. So I'm not really knowing who's gonna be going in hard. This is the championship match, right?
Yeah.
Yep, the championship match.
And gotta say, champion retains, I think. So, yeah. It's like AEW's women's division has been really bad.
Well, I think there is the sort of the caveat as of with COVID and the travel restrictions, the women's division, because there is so many Japanese women in that, it really has been. They haven't been able to lock down people to contracts, including Riho wasn't locked down to contract or anything
Until
like that
recently,
until very recently, and she was stuck out in Japan. So they have had this sort of situation where basically half their roster has effectively been gone. Admittedly, they've not exactly done much great stuff with the rest of it, with the exception of utilising Thunder Rosa, ironically enough, who's not even one of theirs until, again, very, very recently, technically. For me, I'm agreeing. Champion retains, and it still is that COVID situation. There is still restrictions. There is this situation where you've got to be 2 weeks in quarantine or what have you, and it's going to be the person that's US based, or has been for the majority, and that's going to be Shida. That's why she's in the US bracket after all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm also saying Hikaru Shida. While they're trying to reboot their women's division with this entire eliminator match, I don't see them putting the belt on someone that's not going to be stateside for like the longest time. So they'll probably go forward with something after this, but yeah, it's not going to leave Shida just yet. Okay, next is honestly probably the match I'm most excited for on the card. It's the big money match with Hangman Adam Page versus Matt Hardy, with the winner receiving the loser's 2021 first quarter earnings. Shot.
I think it's pretty fitting that Adam Page needs a big win, so Hangman gets the win-win.
Kevin.
Matt. If Matt Hardy loses all of his money and he's being big money Matt, that rather kills the gimmick, doesn't it?
Well, he's not really big money Matt.
He is.
Really,
he is playing big money Matt.
Right.
He is playing as big money Matt right now.
All right, fair dues. No, I thought he was just
he's literally
going around.
He's literally playing the hybrid to jump the Dark Order. He's playing with
a wonderful comedy check.
Oh, I love the envelope on today's episode of Dynamite, which was just had the name and like the amount of money.
That's it.
Like it's not got Monopoly dollars in there just to bulk out that envelope a little bit.
Well, but you never know. It might be. It might be something like that. We know that Big Money Matt can't be trusted. While I agree, I think it just develops the storyline of that, and you get the Dark Order. You've still got Dark Order involved with Adam Page.
This fits in with like the rest of my guess, you see, because Matt Hardy has declared a blood feud against the Dark Order and vowed to ruin them for taking Adam Page away from him. It's like I feel like with Silver Reynolds winning the shot, Matt Hardy will interrupt, the eventual shot as well, and cost them the belts as well. So I think it's all intertwining in everything else.
Well, it would then make sense if Matt lost and it's on the card first, that then Private Party won the casino tag.
Nah.
It's all possibility.
It's all cogs and it's all worked out in my head.
I'll tell you what though, I am definitely enjoying Big Money Matt at the minute. That's one thing I am enjoying. Just like an old school manager who's buying off people and stuff.
It's so much more interesting than Broken Matt Hardy to me.
Broken Matt needs an
just
audience.
Works. Yeah, he absolutely does, and it will probably return once we get.
Matt himself actually said that in like an interview today or something, that Broken Matt doesn't work at the minute because Broken Matt needs an audience to play off.
Could you imagine Broken Matt in the Thunderdome with like the canned delete chant?
Oh yeah. Well, granted, I mean, it's working wonders for the Fiend, isn't it? That kind of like.
I mean, it absolutely works for the Fiend because it
you mean Alexa Bliss featuring the Fiend?
Yes. Well, I mean, the Fiend is off at the moment, isn't he? Probably
dead.
He's established he's in a cocoon somewhere.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be back soonish, but we'll talk about that another time. So, next match is the Face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW TNT Championship match. We have Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Lance Archer with Jake Roberts versus Platinum Max Caster versus one extra mystery slot. John. Which I imagine that this slot is going to be the Hall of Fame worthy individual that that Paul White. I nearly said Big Show there. That Paul White said was going to be turning up at Revolution.
Yeah.
Which we don't know. All we know is it's not who we think, which means CM Punk not confirmed. No, I hope it's not RVD. I really do.
He's not Hall of Fame. He is free.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Need the money.
I get that. I just hope it's not RVD.
He's not going to win it.
No, of course not. I wasn't thinking that.
I just don't think the drug and paraphernalia version of RVD, which is pretty much his heavy persona now. That
was a pretty awesome one, but he's done with Impact and has been for a while.
But yes.
But yeah. So you had Cody, and then
you've got Cody, you've got
Sky.
Scorpio Sky, you've got Penta El Zero Miedo, you've got Lance Archer, you've got Max Caster, and you've got one unconfirmed slot.
I want to say Lance Archer because he needs to get back into the thing, into title feud again, for the TNT title and whatnot. So, Jake Roberts has actually been quite well with him as well. So I think. Yeah, so I'll go with Lance Archer. I think he needs the good shot.
All right, Kev.
If it hadn't been for the fact that he's still kind of coming back from injury, I would have picked Scorpio Sky. However, I also believe that Lance Archer is best placed to go against. We've got to remember who he's going against. He's going against Darby, and from the size difference, you've got the psychological stuff that Big Papa Snake can bring to the dance. It's just got to be Lance Archer for me. I don't know who else it could really be from that match. It's definitely not going to be Cody. If it's Max Caster, what's the point in the bloody promotion going on anymore?
And if it's the mystery guy, fuck it.
Normally you'd say, oh yeah, the mystery guy wins, but no.
The mystery guy in every casino battle royale so far has not won a damn thing.
Yeah.
So
granted, it's never been a successful thing anyway in any kind of like promotion. So
Lance Archer for me all the way.
You see, I would probably absolutely agree if Lance Archer wasn't a face right now. Like Lance Archer being a face versus Darby Allin as a face, it doesn't make sense. He can
easily turn again.
Yeah, okay. He's only just turned recently. They're not going to turn him again. I honestly think
actually him as a tweener. Also, him as a tweener that you can't trust. You've got Jake Roberts with him for Christ's sake. What more do you want? Something you can't trust him.
He's good as a monster heel, like literally destroying people. But there's too many of those right now. There's too many heels in AEW. I'm gonna go because he is literally coming back off injury. Scorpio Sky. He was on Dynamite. Ooh, excuse me. He was on Dynamite this week. He was talking about it on commentary. He's been in this big promotional thing where they've tried to keep him on television by advertising his podcast and everything else. He's coming back. I think they'll put him in the title picture for it because what's next? We're just gonna have. I don't know. I think Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky is something I'm more interested in.
I like the idea that you don't think it's going to be Lance Archer because he's a face, and then you've gone for Scorpio Sky, which is
typical. Contradictions. We gotta love him on the show.
That's some WWE booking you got there, buddy. That's
it's fine.
But if it is him,
just remember,
neither of us would mind. If it is him, neither of us would mind.
Just remember, if I'm right.
You're gonna stick a giant pole on your dick.
Yep. Okay. So, and now we've got a.
Do you want this pen?
Really badly booked storyline of an exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega with Don Callis versus Jon Moxley. John, who have you got?
Oh, come on. Who do you think's gonna win this?
Omega.
Duh. It's like, come on. It's like, you can't expect Omega to be doing... So, I mean, granted, he could do all the bumps and whatnot, but... For him to just lose to Jon Moxley, literally after, getting the title from him like a couple of months ago and whatnot, and they're going into this. This is gonna be the blow off. Simple. John Moxley's got to go off, and
this is going to be John Moxley disappearing for several months. Yes.
Duh. So yeah. Omega wins.
Kevin.
It's going to be the cleaner. For the same reason that these guys have just said. What they're going to do is, as you said, Moxley's got to go off. I don't know how long Renee's been pregnant at this point.
Been a couple of months, at least.
It's been a few months, isn't it? Well, that's a few months since it's been confirmed. Doesn't mean necessarily it's been a few months.
I think it's like the start of the year. Or just going into the new year.
Yeah. You have Kenny. You give Kenny the win in this. Kenny continues doing what he's doing. Moxley gets effectively taken out of the AEW title picture, but he then goes off and does his stuff in Japan with Kenta.
He's still a US title holder.
If Moxley loses but walks out, that's gonna do wonders for him over in Japan. This match alone is going to do wonders for him in Japan, just because of the legacy that it comes with.
With FMW.
Yep. So him walking out. If Omega wins the match but loses the war.
I mean, you've got to remember the amount of run-ins that are going to be in this match as well. Like, nobody's going to be on Moxley's side, and on Omega's side, you've got the Good Brothers. You've also got Kenta if he's still in the US at the moment. You know, just that alone, they're gonna make Moxley look like a fucking warrior in this. Is what they're gonna do. But Omega's still gonna walk away. Is who? Sorry,
is Mick still contracted?
Oh, in WWE, yes, he's got a Legends contract.
Is it active?
I'm sure it's active.
Has it expired?
I mean, granted, he does a lot of things on his own back, so I doubt he's got to make an appearance during this.
But hey,
I mean,
he'll watch it. We know he'll watch it.
Oh, he'll watch it. No.
But yeah, it just makes more sense, doesn't it? That Moxley loses this, walks off into the sunset, and has all this Japan stuff. What's up?
I've just worked out who's going to win the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale.
Is it Bear Country?
No, it's SoCal Uncensored. Because if they don't win a match, they break up. That's the big storyline that's been running through Dark.
Oh fuck!
Ah.
Hold on there. I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I'm changing my thing to SoCal
yeah.
Uncensored.
I'm hearing that. Yeah.
No.
Actually, no. I'm going to stick with.
I'm changing to SoCal Uncensored.
No, you can't change.
Yes, I can. Because
yes, we can.
No.
It's in the video.
If this was outside the video, I'd agree. But it's not outside
the
video.
video.
It's within the video.
What do I do?
It's in the video, and I've both told you the storyline. It's not like I've
it's equal opportunity here. Equal opportunity.
I know who's going to win the battle royal.
And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right, and it would make sense that you then have a build up to the next pay-per-view.
Kazarian Daniels versus Young Bucks is actually a good match as well in terms of storyline writing if it's done properly.
Because yeah,
what a fucking backlash off the main match. John, do you want to change with this newfound information?
I'll tell you what. If I'm going to change mine to meet Pete. Because he is exactly right, and then it's a good storyline going forward to the next pay-per-view stuff, I think. If you want to do that, if you want to change yours, John, that nullifies any advantage.
Fine.
All right. So if we just all so basically now, guys, the tag team casino battle royale is a wash for this, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be very interesting. There's a lot, as we've said, there's so much stuff going on with it. We've got the private party, big money match stuff. We've got the double Dark Order. We've got San Ortiz, what they're going to do. We've got SCU and their future. The fact that it's just a casino battle royale with tag teams is going to be very, very interesting. But for the predictions of wash,
that ring is going to be full.
Hey, I think that's a good move.
There's one last match to talk about because it's buried in there, but it's also I have no idea what's going on with this. We got Miro and Kip Sabian versus the best friends of Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. John.
Miro? Yeah, Miro and Kip Stadium. I think that they need. I would think that they would need some wins, but I don't know.
They'd need to win, but they'd also need to wrestle as well. Like, Sabian's the only one that's even remotely had a match recently, and it was on Dark, and it was on versus Fuego del Sol. They've literally just tried to keep them in television bits because they've got no space for a wrestling match for them.
Mm.
I've heard so many people turn around and go, they just need to let Miro be the monster because this current thing they've got is not doing anything for him.
Mm. So yeah, just give him the win.
Kevin?
Miro. And Kip Sabian, I guess.
Yeah.
And this little thingy here.
I'm going for Miro and Sabian as well. I feel like they need to win, especially since, like, in terms of, like, the whole of them being, like, Cassidy and Taylor had the last laugh at the wedding. So Miro has to, you know. Miro hasn't lost a match yet, technically.
The best man
anyway,
has to have the best match.
I fucking hope he's allowed to go all off. Like, this is the thing. Like, we're now at a point. Like, it's good that we've got a second episode of Dark coming in a week, in like 2 weeks. I think it's on the 15th.
Yeah,
but like at the moment, normal Dark is literally just for training talent, essentially.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but the roster is still so large. As I've said, Miro hasn't had a fucking match, I think, since forever on a Dynamite, like way back when. Like, I probably just have a quick look on Wikipedia and find out when his last bloody match was.
I'm sure it was like a month and a half ago.
Something like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's fucking... On November the 4th was when he had a first singles match against Beretta, but he's had a match since then, I think. So, I don't know. It's happened, but Miro just needs to start getting out and like get into like some storylines for like the TNT Championship or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I don't know. Just go up to Brian Cage and actually fight for the FTW Championship, even though it's not like, just take it off him. Have a feud there. I don't care. I think Brian Cage versus Miro could be quite entertaining. Just two big brutes just slugging it out.
Have someone. He doesn't need to lose the FTW. He needs to have it stolen.
Yeah, that too.
Have a cheeky face. Steal it. Have Marco Stunt bloody steal it. Give Give Jurassic Express something to do.
I mean, they literally just lost to Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
I mean,
God,
JJ Dillon didn't get the pin.
Yeah. Anyway, that has been our AEW Revolution 2021 predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. As always, socials will be on the screen magically with Kevin's magic editing powers. Ooh. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you for our Revolution wrap-up episode, which would hopefully be in a week or so, where we can get together and record. Until then, enjoy Revolution yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy all of the wrestling content that exists on a day-to-day basis. And we'll see you next time.
But the best friends, best friends,